Hello, my Earth signs. Welcome to your weekly reading. We're going to be focusing on the week of September 26th to October 3rd. But if you're coming across this reading outside of that time frame, of course, Creator, Spirit, they're not bound by time or space. So if your intuition brought you here, I would trust that and listen or watch. I'm sure there is a message for you. So these are, of course, for all my Earth signs, my Taurians, my Virgos, my Capricorns. If you are watching this between September 26th and October 3rd, the energy I'm going to talk about is actually the Libra new moon that happens on October 6th, which is a few days after this week. Because the new moons and full moons can impact us like the week before up to the couple weeks after, especially depending on your birth chart. I wanted to bring that up. And you do have this beautiful energy coming in from that. I have created separate videos for each of the zodiac signs about that Libra new moon, and I will link it at the end of the video, the playlist. So if you want to check that out, you can see what other energies are coming in. But we're going to focus in here and see what else the Creator wants our Earth signs to know. And we're going to start off by pulling a card here from the Oracle of E cards and just see what overall the Creator wants you to know about this upcoming week. All right, Creator, what do you want our Earth signs to know about this week? Come on, please. All right, there we go. You got the Hotline, card number 12. I love that. All that purple crown chakra energy. Loving it. So let's see what comes in for that here. I love these cards. They're hilarious too. It says, isn't it nice to know that you don't have to do everything yourself? Hallelujah, right? To know that there are unseen forces just waiting for you to give the word. Take a deep breath and know that whatever it is you need right now, guides and angels are lined up at your service, waiting to take your call. All you need to do is ask. Yep, it's that simple. Yep, it's like the bat phone, right? What I love about this too, we definitely have so much support on the other side, but they do honor our, free will, our freedom of choice here that we have in our journey here on this planet. We have all these things that we want to have unfold in our lives that we've already agreed before we came down. We're like, hey, this is what I need your help with. This is the fated events I want to experience, and And so they work on having these situations and stuff unfold for us. And so they're already working on that. And they're always paying attention. They're always around us, giving us their love and support. But they won't mess with our power of choice, with our free choice, right? But that doesn't mean that we can't ask them for it. So they won't meddle unless we ask. And if we ask of our own free choice, our own free will, and ask them, hey, give me a sign, or can you help me with this? As long as it doesn't mess with the fated things that we've asked for that we want to have unfold in our lives through our experiences and our growth, they're more than willing. They're just like waiting for us to ask, like, hey, do you mind if, could you help me with a yes, we absolutely do. They're excited. They're that excited to help us and do it. But all we need to do is ask, because they won't do anything without, us asking them for that assistance, because they honor our free choice. They honor our free will to do so. So like I try to, remember each day, as soon as I remember, just to ask and say, hey, Creator, angels, guides, my loved ones on the other side that have lived here and have gone, my ancestors, whatever beings of unconditional love and light you believe in, you just say, hey, I would like to invite you into my life today. Go ahead and meddle in my life. I give you permission, bring me those experiences that are for my highest experience here, that are for my highest experience of unconditional love, and that'll teach me what I came here to learn. And you just release that, and then they will definitely bring you messages and signs and synchronicities. So I love it. All right, and then we're going to pull some cards here from these Tarot of Dreams cards. And we're just going to see what else the creator would like you to know about this upcoming week. But I love it. They're like, you have a hotline, use it. They just are so excited about being involved in our lives and showing us not only that they exist, because boy, when you ask them for signs and you get like the stuff that you're just like, oh my gosh, this is out of this world. They're like, yep, it is. And they want you to see that, right? All right. So, Creator, what else do you have for our Earth signs for this week? Come in up, please. Okay. Oh my goodness. Yep. So you've got quite a few messages here. That one was, we'll leave that one for last there. Yep. And you got the 5 of Wands. And the Wands is the fire energy. It's like your drive, your ambition, your, aha inspiration. It's your spark, right? Your spiritual energy. And what I love about this is because when you first look at it, you're like, oh my gosh, this is about struggle and conflict and there's stuff going on. And it's like, yeah, that's the way we perceive things, in our human form. When there's resistance, we kind of feel like this. And so this is how the movie starts. We're like, oh my God, there's all these individuals that are battling with their stabs, and they're just beating each other and knocking each other down and hitting each other and smacking each other. And, but what the wonderful thing is that once we connect to this hotline, once we look and we ask for clarification, going, why is this thing happening? What's going on with this? I don't understand why this is in my life. When we ask, we're shown, and then it transforms. The movie that we're seeing transforms, where you're like, oh, the battle ends. They help each other up. They, are buddies. They're laughing together as they walk, to get something to eat, because they're actually like these, monks that are training to improve their skills, to get better at the stuff. And they weren't actually really fighting. They weren't at war. They weren't trying to hurt each other. They were interacting with each other, bringing those experiences that help them increase and improve and understand themselves more. So, this transforms when we see things from that higher point of view. We understand what's at the root of conflict, what fear we're having about the conflict, and we understand things from a different perspective. So I love that, and this even kind of mentioned that if you're having these struggles, if you're having these things happen, ask, because they will reveal and show you what's really behind it all, what's really going on, and how it's happening for you. It's not happening to you, right? Yep, and here you have the Emperor. Emperor has some interesting energy, because you have both the Emperor, who is the loved emperor by everyone, and the dictator. So there's these two sides of things that, you can see. They've got the 2 wands in their hands. So I love that this is wands and this is also wands. So when you feel like there's someone who's in control in a situation, and you're like, you don't understand why this person is being suppressive and oppressive, there's also, again, this ability to see things that the Emperor, like this card energy, it's like it starts out, the Emperor is this loving Emperor who wants to create rules and ways of interacting so that thousands of people can live in close proximity without killing each other, and so get along and have peace and harmony and do something amazing together as this community, right? But then the ego kicks in, the fear starts to rise, and it's like, well, I don't want to lose control. And I enjoy this control, so I want to have more control. I want to maintain my control, and I want to take control from others. That becomes the dictator, right? And so there's these two sides of, again, this situation. situations that you're experiencing, because you have wands, and this is very much this wand fire energy here, and it's about understanding and seeing things from the different perspective. There's always two ways to see things, and in conflict a lot, which I love this dual message that comes up when people are acting out in their lives. They're either doing it of love, like from this Emperor, of unconditional love for people, or they're acting out of fear. And when people are acting out of fear, they're defensive, or they're running, they're freezing and quiet, or, pulling away. And when they're in this fear place, then they don't even see what's going on. The blood rushes out of their brain. They're going into this fight or flight mode to run, defend, or, fight. And so they're not making decisions that are based in their heart, and they're not personal. It's just panic mode. Think of someone drowning, and they can't swim, right? You swim out to help them. They're panicking. They grab onto you and drag you under the water. You're like, oh my God, they're trying to kill me. Or they're flailing and they smack you in the head, right? And you're like, oh my God, they just hit me. When you understand that that action was not of love, that it was of panic and fear, then you see things from those different perspectives. So I love this. Definitely this hotline, they allow you to see things from this different perspective. And they are holders of truth, of course. Yeah. Because here you have the 6 of coins, so 6 of pentacles in some decks. And this is about giving and receiving, the two sides of a situation. And I love that, this, and you have the moon energy here, which, definitely we're talking about that with the new moon coming up next week. But this is this new perspective on life. And I call this also the codependency awareness card, because this, again, this two sides of every coin, right? I love this, seeing things from different perspectives. And being a recovering enabler. I admit I'm an enabler in codependent relationships I was in the past. I have to make sure I don't fall into that. And I'm aware that's how my human self likes to interact. It likes to be, this individual that comes in. And yeah, in fact, I even see, you see the Libra symbol is in his hand. So the new moon in Libra is definitely making itself known. So I would definitely look at the video for your sign for that new moon in Virgo. I'm sorry, in Libra, because it's really making itself known here. But anyway, back to my little story here. When you're enter a relationship, it's usually adult to adult, and you're both giving and receiving equally. But the thing with an enabler is that we want to be in control because we feel unsafe if we're not the one that's giving, because we have this belief in our minds that if I'm not able to give to someone, I'm not worth anything and they'll not need me and go somewhere else. So we try to become someone's life, become their source of where they receive from, so that they won't leave us. It's a good theory. And we all know how that turns out. We'll find out in a moment here if you don't. But we don't also want to receive from anyone because we feel that makes us vulnerable. And if we need someone else, they don't need us. And then they're just going to leave us because we're needy. It's that double standard that we carry. So instead of this equal adult to adult, it switches into this I'm the adult and they're a child, because I'm like, no, I can only give to you, little baby bird, but you can't give to me. I only can give to you. So eventually, because we're not getting and we're not receiving, we start to get drained, we start to get resentful, we get exhausted, and we get bitter about it, right? And so we're like, you're just draining me to death. And that's where we end up in this feeling of like I said, resentment. Well, this person down here, the other flip side of the coin is that they also want to give, but if we won't let them give to us, then they will find somewhere that will allow them to give. And that's when they go outside the relationship and maybe have an affair, or they invest themselves into their work and become a workaholic, and they're investing all their energy there because they get reward at work, or they, spend a lot of time with their friends, or they will find a hobby and pour their energy into there. They need to give somewhere else. And so that's what happens with all that. So this card brings that awareness to go and give you this understanding of relationships that have happened in the past. And you can understand, if you were on whatever side you were on of that codependent relationship, you can understand and see that different perspective now and go, oh, wow. I know with me, I actually apologized to all my, exes, because I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. I understand now what I was putting you under. And I'm like, it was being under a dictator, and so it's a beautiful, beautiful awareness that comes through all these. Yep, and you have the Ace of Cups. Cups are emotions, and this is beautiful. This is the gift from the Creator. This is the chalice, the Holy Grail. And it's beautiful because what it holds is the unconditional love of the Creator of all things. And as you attach to this hotline, as you connect to your higher posse and all those beautiful support we have, you get to feel this unconditional love that comes in. You get to experience and understand that what you've been hungering for, what you really are wanting, in all these searches and all these situations, everyone is searching for this love. But the outside world doesn't give us that. It gives us the experience of the opposites. It allows us to feel those, uncomfortable emotions of fear and conditional love, rather than this joy and this flow of unconditional love. Nothing you can do to lose it. Nothing you can do to gain any more of it, because you already have 100% of it already. So it's an amazing taste that you get to have of that love when you connect to this hotline. Yeah. And here's the Fool card. This is beautiful because not only does this mean that you're having some significant endings and significant new beginnings, is one huge message that comes with the card. But for me, it also represents the soul. When I was talking about before you come down here, your soul meets with that posse and chooses, what it's going to experience when it comes down here. That is you. So, in fact, I'm going to just put them like this way, because it's like these cards represent this hotline here. It's connecting to your soul and your higher self, and this beautiful love from above that's there. So you definitely have that beautiful, because I really want to zero in this card just to let you see it. There's that new moon up here again. See the world from a whole different point of view, and transformation. Beautiful, beautiful card. And then you have the Chariot. And the Chariot is all about understanding your power of choice. And so I love that this is like this summary of what we talked about in the beginning, how they don't mess with your free will. You always have the power of choice. So any situation, anything that you experience in your life, you get to choose what it means. You get to choose what story that you put to it. With this Fool card, like I said, you choose, before you come down here, your soul chooses all these events that you want to have unfold in your life. But you still, whenever you experience those in every moment, you always have the choice of what story you put to those situations. You always have the choice of what emotion you're going to choose for each of those situations. Is it going to be a choice of unconditional love, extreme unconditional love, or extreme fear, or something in between? You are in control of that. But what's amazing is, like, when you don't like the story that you're seeing, that's when you can take a deep breath, call the hotline and ask them, give me more information on what's happening here so that I can make clearer decisions that are more in alignment to who I am rather than who I'm not. Because when we get sick and tired of feeling sick and tired, that's when we call this hotline and go, okay, I'm asking for help. I'm calling that helpline. It's like, can I phone a friend? Like those, quiz shows. Can I phone a friend? Yes, you have the hotline. You can call them. And they're more than willing to guide you in any way that they can. So beautiful. And then lastly, we're going to pull cards here from the heart cards, and to see what the final message the Creator has for you for this upcoming week. But I love this. I would be like nonstop on that hotline, which is totally okay. There's no fees. It's a free hotline. All right, Creator. Sorry, I'll focus in here. What? Okay. Like that one. And then anything else? Oh, okay. Anything else? Okay. Nope, those two. So you've got this one here. It says, I acknowledge and accept emotions as they arise within me without prejudice or judgment. So yeah, you definitely, a great message about what you're talking about too, is because you're going to have these emotions that are your habit that come up, right? It's all those opinions from the outside world on how you should feel, how you're supposed to feel about a situation, and those will naturally come up until we change our habit, until we understand we can see things from a different point of view, see conflict differently, see people trying to control differently, seeing interactions and relationships differently. Those emotions will still rise, but we don't have to act on those. You can just feel them, understand them, call your hotline and go, okay, why am I feeling this way? Why am I feeling this way? Why am I feeling this way? And when you pause, take a deep breath, and come back to your mind, come back to this hotline, then you can see those things clearly. And then you can choose how you want to act and act on those. Yep, here you go. So I release fear of the unknown. I can move forward with energy and enthusiasm. Yes. And again, I really feel this comes down to choice here. Because when we fear the unknown of the future, it's because we feel that when that situation happens, I have no control over what that means about me and how I'm supposed to feel about it. So we're always concerned about the future because we're like, what am I feel like a puppet on a string. What's going to, impact my life and take me in a direction somewhere, right? But if we know that within us, I always have the choice of what something means, what story I'm going to put to it, and how I'm going to feel about it, then we don't care as much about the future, because it's like, it doesn't matter whatever comes, I get to choose. And if in this second I choose to feel, hurt by it, that's okay. In 2 more moments, I can choose not to be. And so it's like, okay, anything I choose is not forever either. I can make a new choice in 90 seconds. It's like, I can always make new choices. And so it's a beautiful freedom that comes from this as well. And that's why you can move forward with energy and enthusiasm going, I don't care, whatever comes, I can handle it. So I'm loving this. All right. And just know as you're going throughout this week that every second of every day, you are unconditionally loved by the Creator of all things and by this whole host of people who man this hotline up above. So I'm loving that. Also, just wanted to make sure especially because of this, it showed up in here. If you do want to check out that Libra new moon reading, then the link is about to appear up here somewhere or down here somewhere. Just click on that. That'll take you to the playlist, and then you can look at whatever signs you want, whether it's your moon, your sun, your rising sign, to get a big picture of those energies that are coming in for you. So I'm going to leave the reading at that. Just know that I love you very much, and I'm sure I'll be talking to you very soon. Until then, you take care.